getting caught up again. Yeah, it's August 17th, something like that right now. Yes, it's the afternoon, August 17th. And no, I haven't been putting up videos as much as I had wanted to. Been so busy. And then you start to forget. You know how it goes. But getting caught up. This video is one that I made for June 28th. And it's really just kind of a getting caught up on what we've done outside the house. Sometimes it's good to get outside and stop thinking about what's inside because you just need a change. And we did have to get a lot of things done outside. There was a lot of neglect, a lot of things that fell into disrepair out there. The gardens became overgrown. The ponds were just neglected. And we made some discoveries as we were clearing things that had been grown over. And yeah, as we're cleaning up, trimming up, and just in general getting things in order, we're also taking out the things that don't work for us and putting in things that do work for us. So this is your update as to June 28th. And pretty soon I'm going to be putting one up that is actually in August. So enjoy.
And this morning, I'm just kind of walking around and assessing the things I planted yesterday. I'll give you a little peek at how things are looking right now. As you can see behind me, the hydrangeas are very happy and in bloom. And I've got some yellow lilies in those pots that the dogs have broken several of them off, but otherwise they're pretty happy. But turn you around, Tim's been mowing in here, clearing this whole area out. We could finally get to that bench. We're killing off the poison ivy and the Boston ivy. The little pond definitely does have a leak, like they told us. So we're waiting for it to get down a little further. I've got a pond vacuum coming. Then I'm going to clean all this out. What you're seeing laying at the top of the water is barley straw, which is actually a beneficial element in your pond, but it does introduce a certain amount of bacteria that, you know, you're going to see while it's doing its job, but eventually it'll really clean up the pond. But I'm not waiting for it to do that. I'm going to go ahead and bale whatever's left once it's down as far as it's going to go, and then use the pond vacuum in the lower laying areas that will still have water in them, rake up all of the sides, and then lay down the new pond liner. That's going to be an interesting little chore. But in checking on the things that I've planted, got this beautiful rose that's doing really well. I do have to trim all around it, get that all cleaned up. Didn't plant them, but they're growing really well. Discovered that we do have an apple tree. Probably all three of these, but the other two are either sick or they're just too old. Well, I guess that one has some apples on it, a little tiny. But they are in desperate need of a good pruning. So we'll get that done in the fall, and then again in late winter. This is another pretty little rose that I planted. It's doing really well. It's very happy. Hydrangeas, love it here. This is one of the lilacs I planted. It's really happy. The other one looks the same. There's another rose bush I planted. I've got two pink ones, this one and the one that's down right here. Those are both State of Grace, and then the one that's over there, and then another one that I planted back here is a amber color rose. I think it's called Amber Sunshine or something like that. Tim's knocked all of this down. That's really nice. There's that other little lilac I planted. we're discovering lights in odd places that have kind of been grown in by the ivy and the trees. Here's a rose I planted. It's the John F. Kennedy yellow rose. Over here is my Miss Kim lilac. She bloomed, and now she's putting her energy into growing in preparation for next year's bloom. We took down that massive tree. Apparently it was half dead. The guy that took it down, he uses wood for making furniture. He's an Amish guy, but he couldn't use much of that wood, so he just took down the tree for free, just to get it safely away from our house. So, as you can see, Tim is hard at work over here. We uncovered all of this wood furniture. So we're picking what we want, which is basically just these two gliders, this bench, and this bench. And then we're going to sell the rest. The girls have now taken off. We're on the back. I'm not going to hunt for them. These are starting to really come back nice and healthy. So happy about that. They were looking kind of sad. Got another shrub down here. I think it's a lilac that I'm going to prune back a bit. Got all these hostas going crazy. Got this little rose here. This is the other amber one. And then over here, down here is a red rose. And then another red rose. Got so much clearing still to do, but we're working away at it. We planted the Rose of Sharon's that a neighbor gave to us. Hopefully they'll do pretty good. Got to get a tomato cage around them to keep the dogs off of them. This is my Miss Violet shrub. She was just planted yesterday. She's not very happy today. She will be beautiful and have purple flowers on her. And over here is the one of the two golden ticket shrubs. They'll be beautiful and bright yellow with white flowers on it. Got to prune all these daylilies back. Here's the other golden ticket. And then I have a ruby red hyacinth. Shoot. I'll pop the name of that one in here. Can't remember it off the top of my head. Keep wanting to say hyacinth, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, hibiscus. It's a hibiscus. Losing my mind. Over here is the At Last rose shrub. It's going to be beautiful in coral color. It's also not happy right now because it was just planted yesterday. And this whole garden is just a mess. I have two tomato plants that a friend over at the thrift store who loves us because of everything we've donated gave me these. He says they are the very best tomatoes he's ever eaten. We'll find out. Put in a new door. That old white door was just old, uninteresting, and had dents in it, so we put this one in. It's really brightened up that room because it was kind of dark. These hostas are in bloom. Really pretty. I've got wild oregano growing. Leaving that there. And then back here is the other Miss Kim. Here are my peonies. They've all stopped blooming. I'm hoping they'll have another bloom come on. And here's one of the girls. Where's your sister? Where's Judy? Judy! There she is. Hey, Judy! Come here! Oh, good girl! Good girl! Good girl! Yeah, good girl. Get down, Betty. Okay. The pond is looking better and better, but it'll definitely benefit from more treatment, more raking and grooming, and the pond vacuum. Down here, I've planted 2 blackadder mint. Hopefully they take over this whole bank. But they will attract hummingbirds. Hummingbirds apparently love blackadder mint, at least the flowers on it. And holly mow down all of this. We're going to mow out the rest of this, leaving the hostas on the edge, and make our way to repairing that fountain. I'm burning all of the branches and leaves and twigs and stuff. Tim will cut up the logs and we'll either stack them for firewood or we'll burn those too. We're going to be killing the bottom of this vine so it will stop climbing on this tree and stop climbing on that tree, but we have to be careful because there is poison ivy mixed in there. We are also, I'm having Holly dig out the lily of the valley because it is toxic to animals and children, and as pretty as it is, I want nothing toxic on my property. Over here, in preparation for planting, I've got a couple of summer wine black shrubs, and then my 2 ginger wines basically died, and so they're sending me 2 new ones. I'm going to get these others in the ground. I'm also going to put those in the ground. You never know. Sometimes things, you think they're dead and they come back. Over here is the front little pond. I've done some clearing of cattails. There's a ton more that need to be pulled out. Definitely need to do a lot of work on this little pond, but that may wait till fall. We'll see. We exposed the statue that Tim calls Delilah, and eventually, maybe in the spring of next year, we'll get the pond cleaned up and the waterfall working. We've got to get all this shrub cleared out. Well, not all of it, but really pruned back and finish the path on the other side of the bridge. Out here, my flagpole is going in today. We also have, over here is a weeping white cherry tree. Over here is a little Alberta peach tree. Down here we have grapes growing up through these trees. They are loaded with grapes. And we're just going to let them go crazy this year. Next year we'll try to train them. Over there, we planted a weeping willow. It seems to be pretty happy where it's at. And then, right here is a cherry tree, a sweet cherry tree. And it also seems pretty happy. This area we've marked off for the garden. The garden will be massive. And we're already starting to gather compost material. This big pile here, for this year, I'm just going to put potatoes in it. See if I can get a crop of potatoes out of that mound. And then at the end of summer, after we pull the potatoes, we're going to spread that out here. And down at the end of the driveway, we have 2 wisteria trees. And there's an apple tree. And I've got, still have over on the side, I still have the cypress trees that are growing really good. Here I've got a Meyer lemon and a key lime. They'll be out here just until the weather starts to get cold, and then I'll pull them inside that door. And here I am opening boxes to construct my greenhouse. That hoop house over there didn't work out very well, but it'll work out great in the garden as a bean trellis and kind of an arbor to walk through. It'll be kind of fun. There's Tim's tractor. I've gathered a lot of my supplies for the chicken coop, but I don't have the coop yet. I have a friend that's going to be building that for me. And back underneath there, which you can't see, but that's good because it keeps the puppies off of it, is my chocolate mint, and it's growing like mad under there. See if I can get a zoom in on it. It's in there. That keeps them off of it. It's the puppy house that they've pulled down the tarps again. I'm going to put them back up. And over by that tree, under protection, is sweet mint. And I'm hoping that takes over that area. Here's the puppy swimming pool. It's got a little fountain in it that when the sun is out, it shoots water up and they go crazy. So that's the update so far of what we've planted. We press on. Have a lot still to do. I feel like we're 60% of the way to where we want it to be at this point. So we're a little bit behind, but we're catching up. And I'll be spending this week indoors because it's going to get hot. I'm going to be scrubbing floors and doing more cleaning and organizing. I'm going to redo the kitchen a little bit in the sense that I'm going to open up the cabinets and reorganize it, get more things put away, and just in general finish the kitchen. So that's it for today.